Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell time and jingle bell rock. Knowing and growing and now the jingle rock has begun. Oh, see, I used jingle bells. It should be jingle rock.
Sing it in Arabic.
Oh, let me say jingle. Jingle. Hey, beautiful people. We are so excited. I'm actually really hot. I'm not going to lie. I put this on like 20 minutes ago trying to get into the mood for this winter tutorial, but I am hot. So I'm going to take this off, but we're going to put it on at the end because we are talking about winter makeup, winter skin, everything winter related, winter fashion maybe even, because why not? Because it's the bomb. So I'm going to take this jacket off before I start sweating. I might be sweating already. We're going to take this off. Let's take it off. I'm burning up. I grew up in the South. I did not grow up in a cold place, but I have learned how to become a snow bunny. I love going to Iceland. I'm going to Finland this year. It's been on my bucket list to go to Antarctica. I'm dying to see like penguins, like just come up to you and like kind of like gnaw at your feet and be like, so winter is such an amazing time of year, but you really have so many different things that you're dealing with during wintertime. First of all, the air becomes very, very dry, very cold, and that can just mess with your skin. It can cause so many things, whether it's chafing, whether it's just overall dryness, tightness of the skin, even your hair becomes dry and more fragile as it becomes really, really cold too. So it's really important just to take care of everything. It is important to exfoliate, but you don't want anything that's actually going to do the exfoliating for you. So acids, peels, those type of things, I would definitely kind of avoid them, and I would maybe switch to a much softer, maybe, you know, less abrasive scrub during the winter time. You still want to scrub, but you just want to make sure that you're avoiding anything that causes any accelerating type of peeling. What you want to do, you want to make sure that you're kind of hydrating your skin. You know, we talked about it in previous videos, and we can definitely put the link for you on the order in which you are supposed to hydrate. Cleansing, toning, essence, serum. I can't do this finger. Serum, moisturizing, and then your oil. If you have a moisturizing lotion, try to find the cream version in the same brand. So for instance, I love Embyolisse. They have this amazing moisturizer. They actually also have the concentrate cream version of it. So like in the summertime, I could use something like this. In the wintertime, I would switch to a creamier, heavier version. Rose oils are super healing for the skin. And this rose oil from Ren has a lot of rose hip, and it just has a lot of really amazing ingredients in there. And this will also kind of help give you a little bit of a hydration and barrier level that will help as well. Chris is calling me. Can I answer real quick? Hey baby, I'm just shooting a tutorial. Can I call you back? Sorry. Just because he's going to the airport. All right. Also, this is a really amazing brand. This is actually the Rose Essential Oil Cream, but they actually have a balm as well. The brand is called Decleor. Sometimes these really thick balms, you just kind of warm them up in your hands and you pat them in upwards at the end of your routine. And what they do is they really create a barrier. And when you're sleeping, your skin goes into like this like harmonizing mode where it starts to equal out, it sweats out. That balm will kind of make sure that, you know, if it's winter and it's cold and whatever's going on, you are getting the hydration. And full disclosure, I don't know if you guys grew up this way, but when I was growing up in Tennessee, and even we moved to Massachusetts later, it would get cold sometimes. Even in Tennessee, it got cold in the winter, and we were not allowed to turn on the heater. We just didn't have the financial means to use our heater. So I would like sometimes try to like trick my parents and turn the heater on for a moment, and then I would put my feet on the heater until they would get really, really hot, and sometimes it would get like so numb, like they would be on fire. But then it would be like my hot hands. It would be like my heating like format for the rest of the day. I want to know from you guys, what is your favorite season? Do you guys love summer? Do you guys love winter? My husband is obsessed with winter. He actually does not love summertime or sunshine. It's really weird. So now on to makeup. So this is gonna be a really nice kind of winter holiday kind of like toasty look. I feel like winter and holiday makeup is really pretty, and it's kind of like there's something cozy about it. So I normally like to start with my complexion. In this particular case, I have applied a little bit of the balms and the oils on my skin. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. So I don't normally use a primer. I normally use a concealer. I don't want my eyelids to get a little creasy or any of that. So I'm just gonna use, this is actually a primer that I think I told you guys before, it was an eyeshadow primer. We ended up pigmenting it, which is how we got our melted shadows. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this because it has the base color in it as well. So I'm kind of getting the full effect that I need. This is just Double Pump Latte, which is my favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. And I'm kind of applying it just barely all over the eyes. I'm not gonna go all crazy. For this particular look, you could actually use so many palettes. I kind of want to use the Mercury Retrograde because it's like, for me, the best palette of all time. I don't know if you guys heard too. It is the #1 SKU, Sephora US, Sephora Europe, and Sephora Middle East. And I didn't get the numbers from everyone else yet, but maybe everywhere. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyways, okay. Control yourself. We're gonna go a little pinky, a little burgundy, a little brown. I'm gonna start with this color. This color is called Karma. It's such a pretty brown. And I kind of like to use it for a lot of my bases. So I'm just gonna go in here. I'm going all over the eye. Ooh, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys make a weird face when you do makeup? I make a weird face. I always go. I feel like it's like my aunt who does too much cosmetic surgery. I feel like that's who she is. That's like my alter ego. Okay, all right, so we got this look going. What I'm gonna do next, and I'm gonna start bringing the close-up mirror because we need to get close-up and perfect. Oh, there you are. I love this already by itself. We're done. Just joking. I'm gonna go into the burgundy. This color is called Hot Mess. Love it. I love it so much. I'm gonna start putting it over here on the corners and then kind of like hollowing the lid out. I'm gonna go back to the original product that I used, and I'm just gonna put a little bit here in the crease just to create a little bit more of a difference. And if you don't have that, you can use a concealer. You can literally use anything. You just want something with a little bit of pigment that is lighter than your eyes are. What we wanna do next is we wanna add a little bit of a gold glimmer shimmer kind of effect. I wanna start with this one first because this is a little bit heavier than some of the other ones, and I wanna create like a layered holiday look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab, this is called Supernova. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it, and I'm really going for a lot. You can wet it. I put a little bit of water here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this right onto the lid. Oh, how pretty is that? Okay, so that's the first layer. We're gonna go into a couple more colors. This is a very interesting color, and actually me and my girls, we handmade this in the labs. It's amazing. It's called Gold Glitch. It's a little weird. It's a little bit of a topper, but also if you use it all by itself, it makes your eyelids actually look wet. I'm actually gonna use my finger for this, and I'm going to just kind of swerve it in Gold Glitch, and you can see it's really pretty. It's just like got this goldness to it, and I'm just gonna start applying it in the center. Okay, so we're gonna move on to liner. So I'm gonna use our Life Liner, and I'm gonna use the liquid side. I'm a professional. And I'm just gonna do my classic eyeliner. You can do whatever shape that you want, but for me, because of my eye shape, I like that classic almond eye shape. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do my wing that I like to do. It really suits my eye shape. So I have finished my eyes, finished the brows. We're now gonna do complexion. And it's very important during the winter months, you don't necessarily usually need as much makeup, especially things like powder. I love powder, but powder, winter skin, it doesn't necessarily work that well. So I'm gonna do a couple of things same, a couple of things different. And I am gonna go a little bit lighter in my coverage. Now, if you're somebody who needs a little bit more extra coverage, trust me, I understand, I've been there. What you can do is you can take your finger, take a little foundation and dab it in areas. I wouldn't even use concealer because that kind of sometimes is lighter and it just doesn't look the same. So I am gonna go ahead and use a Tatcha primer. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply a nice amount of it onto my skin. And it is gonna make me look pale at first, but it's also gonna help create that barrier for my skin even more. So I still want a little bit of a glow, but I don't necessarily need my ridiculous glow that I usually have. So I am gonna use a little bit of nymph. I'm just gonna apply one squirt onto my mixing plate here. I'm gonna apply it with a sponge to kind of diffuse it. And you know that when you apply things with a brush, you get a thicker application. I always say thickest application with your hands, second thickest is a brush, thinnest application, most lightest is with a sponge. Next, I'm gonna apply our faux filter, but this time I'm gonna use a moisturizer with it. So I went ahead and put a small amount on the mixing plate here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this cream moisturizer. This is optional, you don't need to do this, but I'm literally grabbing the small amount. I'm using my fingernails as a scooper because that's what it's there for. One of the things it's there for, of course. It's also there to be pretty. And I'm gonna put it on my mixing plate. It's almost the same as the foundation. I'm then gonna go ahead and start mixing them together. And you can see it kind of gives it a little bit more of a lighter veil. And it just feels just hydrating as I'm applying it, which is really nice. If you're somebody who wants to skip the nymph, you can definitely do that with this as well. So you can see my skin looks pretty dewy. This has brightened my overall complexion, so I'm definitely gonna start Tantouring. I'm gonna use the light Tantour because I am a little bit lighter than I normally am. You can see I'm not being shy with the application of Tantour. I'm definitely applying a lot. And I'm doing my normal contour, and then I'm going to buff it out quite big, so I'm getting a little bit of a bronzing kind of action going on. So I'm applying a little of Overachiever right under the eyes. And I usually like to apply this with a brush and blend it out, but in this particular case, around your eyes, that area can get very dry. So anything around the eyes, I'm definitely using a sponge. I want to make sure it's very thin. I'm going maybe lighter with the application as well. Now the scary part, powder. Powder and winter just don't seem like they mix. It's a scary mixture. I think it's scary for everyone. If you have dry skin like me, it's even more terrifying. Definitely 100% in the wintertime, you want to use a damp sponge that has no more moisture in it. It's completely not dry, but it just has no like little pockets of water. So I hope you guys have seen my video before on that trick, but basically all you do is after you've went ahead and squeezed all the water out, you take a napkin and you make sure there's no pockets of liquid. And for whatever reason, a towel does not do the same thing, only a napkin does. So you can see there's even a little bit of water there when it seemed like there was like nothing left. Now we're gonna grab a little bit of our Easy Bake you know that you just got to bake. And baking just like sets your makeup like you wouldn't believe. So I'm applying a small amount here. I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse it on my hand. So you can see how much applied on my hand. I wanna make sure I'm getting a very thin veil, and it sets everything into place. And normally, again, I would continue to apply all over the face, but I'm really just dragging that out to make sure that it kind of just coats a very small amount. And you guys know how much I love baking. We did that baking video. We're gonna tag it over here so you guys can see it, but baking honestly just kind of makes your makeup look softer, more photoshopped, and also it just sets it in place, keeps it from moving all over the place. So RBF does have a lot of alcohol content in it. It is definitely a setting spray that mattifies your skin and keeps it in place. I personally can't live without this. Now, however, I am not gonna go all crazy, like I'm just gonna apply a small amount on the back of my sponge. You guys know this trick. I've done this a few times, several times before. It's my favorite thing. I'm gonna grab this melted strobe, which has shea butter in it. It's basically just pearl and shea butter. And I'm just gonna apply it only in this area right here where I need the smoothing. And then I'm, again, going very lightly, just diffusing the excess product onto the face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the last few touches on my skin, contour my nose, bronzing, blush, and then we're gonna come back and finish the look. Okay, so now I'm just gonna finish up everything with my lip. I'm gonna go a little bit of a burgundy brown color. So I'm gonna use Famous, which is a little bit more of a red brown, and then I'm gonna finish off with this beautiful lipstick called Ladies Night, which I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. I'm just gonna start by lining my lip, and I like to use a liner kind of all over typically, but in the winter time your lips can be a little more dry, so I'm actually only doing around the line just to make sure nothing bleeds, everything stays really nice and put, and it lasts really long. And you're done. JK, this is not a look. This is not a look. We're gonna go ahead and go with Ladies Night now, and we're gonna go ahead and finish up the look. And this is gonna be more burgundy, really good for that winter vibe. I look like Gomez, trying to learn. Okay guys, so we have finalized the look. This is our winter inspired makeup, skin, glam, everything. This also kind of reminds me of like back in the day when you did the glamour shots because of all the fur. You're like, okay, I'm joking. So these tips are the hacks that I have learned that have really helped me get through the winter. My makeup, my skin does not go through any type of issues during the winter because of all these things. So hopefully you guys learn from these videos, and let me know what you guys love so much about winter, if there's something you don't love as well. But this is the look, and I hope you guys like this tutorial. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. And if you guys do wear this look, make sure you guys hashtag us on Instagram so we can see it and share it. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have the most amazing winter, and I'll see you guys soon. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!